Hello everyone, welcome to this video lecture on dynamic CMOS logic and the problem associated with cascading of two dynamic CMOS logics. In my previous video, I have explained the dynamic CMOS logic structure and how the precharge and evaluate state is going to work in this type of logic. So in the circuit, you can observe we are connecting the two stages of dynamic CMOS logic. This is stage 1 and this is the second stage of dynamic CMOS logic. And we are going to provide the clock signal to the precharge transistors and the evaluate transistors. Here phi is acting as a clock signal. And the two stages are going to get the clock signal at a time. Means the clock period for the two stage of dynamic CMOS logic is same. So here we need to observe how actually this circuit is going to generate the output and when actually the output is going to degrade or the problem of outputs arises. Okay, let us consider the first case as phi is equal to 0. If we are going to provide the clock signal as 0, these two transistors will be turned on and it will be called as a pre-charge state. Output VO1 goes high and also VO2 goes high. You here in the timing diagram you can observe in the pre-charge state when clock is equal to 0, VO1 is 1 and also VO2 is 1. Okay, there is no problem with the pre-charge state. Both the outputs are going to be pre-charged to high and output will be reaching VDD. And if we say there is a capacitor at the output, it is going to charge fully to the value of VDD since we are providing VDD from the source of P transistors. Okay, so there is no problem associated with the pre-charge mode. And once we come to the evaluate mode, this is evaluate mode. In evaluate mode, phi is equal to 1, means clock signal will be having 1. So we are providing 1 to the precharge transistors as well as to the evaluate transistors. We know that when gate of P transistor get 1 as input, it will be off. Means these two P transistors are off. So in this particular case, evaluate transistor will be on and we say depending on the logic what we have written in the NMOS network, it will be the output. So let us consider all the inputs for the NMOS network are 1. Means all the stages will be having 1 as input in the pull down means and also this input is also 1 means it will be getting the output as 0 means we are expecting V01 as 0. Why? Because this capacitor, if we have a capacitor over here, this capacitor is going to get a discharging path to ground, right? So here what happens, we are expecting V01 to be 0. So it takes time to discharge from VDD to ground. Okay, it takes some time to reach the ground level. Means initially this V01 will be at VDD. Because of that, this transistor will be on. The second stage N transistor what we have that will turn on until this V01 falls below the threshold voltage of this. Okay, because of that reason what happens in the evaluate state in the second stage, V02 gets path to discharge also. Okay, V02 will also get discharged until this transistor is on. So in this case what happens, because of V01 and also V02 is discharging, we are expecting the output to be 1 in the second stage because of the input 1. Here you can observe we are this V01 will be 0 after some time. Until that goes to 0, this transistor will be on. That's why V02 is also getting a path to discharge. But because of this 1 and this transistor is 0, we are expecting 1 as output. This transistor should be off actually. This N transistor should be off actually. But because of the time delay taken by this capacitor to discharge through this path, at that time this enhancement mode transistor will be on and until this transistor is on V02 goes low. Means that's why Here in the output we are going to get the error state as 0 other than we are getting the 1 state. Okay, this is the error state. Here we are getting 0 is the error state. Actually we are supposed to get this 1. Because of this transistor getting the voltage from the gate more than 0.7 because of V01, it will be going 0. This is the problem associated with dynamic CMOS logic.